Aston, welcome back to a brand new video. Now today we are on to game week 3 of our Premier League predictions, and there are some massive games coming up.
And wasn't game week 2 amazing? 44 goals scored in 10 games.
It's great for a neutral like us just to sit back and enjoy some football, but I am focused on winning this week. How are the points from last week, Dad?
Well, Ellis Away Days, our brilliant guest, got 6 points.
Yeah.
Thogden got 6, but way out in front with 6 points was Thogdad.
There we go. The total scores are on the screen. What is the like target today, Dad?
The like target today is a massive 13,000.
Wow, that is huge. If we can hit that, do it on the road, Smithshire, up the boys. And what is the first game week, Dad?
The first game is Brighton and Hove Albion against Manchester United.
Okay.
Now, Brighton beat Newcastle 3-0.
They did.
United got smashed by Crystal Palace. What's going to happen here, Finn?
I don't know, actually, because Brighton beat Newcastle 3-0, and that was like a real setback result. You thought, bloody hell, Brighton are actually alright, aren't they?
Yeah.
Tariq Lamptey masterclass, Neil Maupay on the score sheet, and United have only played 1 game, and they lost to Palace. And even worse for United fans, your old mate Zaha, he scored.
That Maupay, 2 goals and 1 assist. I think everyone's going to buy him now.
They will.
I mean, the only positive for Man United, Donny van der Beek got a goal on his debut, I think.
Yeah, good player. But I think if United really want to go for the title or really get top 4 this season, they need to sign someone else. A bit more depth, maybe Sancho. It sounds like it's not happening. For this game, I think United are going to turn it round. I think Bruno Fernandes is going to have a masterclass. First game in, he didn't. The only Premier League club that Bruno scored more than once is against Brighton. It could probably happen again, can't it, Dad?
It could. Let's not forget that Man United are a very good team.
Yeah.
They're unbeaten in 7 away games in the Premier League. This will be Brighton 0, Man United 2.
Okay. Well, I agree with you, Thogdad. And part of the reason I agree that United will win is because I saw Rashford and Martial come on against Luton. I know it's Luton, but they looked hungry. They wanted to win, and they want to do it in the Premier League. Brighton are missing Basuma too because of that horrible tackle on Jamal Lewis. Did you see it?
I didn't.
It was a studs to the face.
Oh.
It was disgusting. Our guest today is the Tottenham fan, George Achillia. His channel link to the description, but what is your score prediction for this one?
Thogdad, thanks for having me on, but it's time for me to see if I can get better predictions than you guys. Now, I know Brighton, obviously, good form, got a win under their belt. Man United not looking too hot, but I think it's Man United redemption season. I'm going to go for a United win, and I'm going to say 2-1 to Man United.
And now 2 teams with 100% records. Crystal Palace against Everton. And Zaha must have enjoyed scoring 2 against Man United, his old team.
Yeah, and sure, big manager Roy's happy with being on 6 points. Palace are off to a great start.
They are, and I'm wondering what's changed with Palace.
I don't know. I don't actually get it. They're just a well-managed side. They've got their tactics, but they're playing against an Everton side who also look very good, who are also on 6 points and have some new recruits. How do you think it's going to go, Dad?
Well, I tell you what, everyone's talking about Calvert-Lewin after his hat-trick.
Yeah.
But Richarlison, he got a few points in FPL.
James Rodriguez did too. It's going to be difficult. I think this is where Palace's run stops. I think Everton, Ancelotti, I think he's just too good. They've got too much quality in their side. I think it's going to be a 2-0 Everton win, and I think goals from James Rodriguez and Richarlison. Wouldn't shock me if DCL's involved too. What do you think, Dad?
Well, I think the only problem with Everton, the last 9 games in London in the Premier League, only won 1.
Wow.
But this is a different team. Crystal Palace 0, Everton 1.
Yeah, but Palace upset's always on the cards, isn't it?
Absolutely. Over to you, George, mate.
Next up, Crystal Palace, Everton. Everton looking really good, and Crystal Palace also starting off really well as well. So this is going to be a tight game. However, I believe in Everton's quality, and I think it's going to be another close game, but some decent amount of goals. So I'll say 3-2 Everton.
And now for 2 teams who got humbled last week. It is, of course, West Brom against Chelsea. West Brom lost to Everton. Chelsea lost to Liverpool. What are you thinking, Theo?
I'm thinking West Brom are going to have a long, horrible season. And now they're playing Chelsea away. Kai Havertz against Barnsley yesterday was unbelievable. And it makes me think, if he can score a hat-trick, I think come the weekend, Timo Werner, hat-trick against West Brom.
That is an enormous
I think it's happening.
shout.
I'm happy it's happening. And I think it'll be a 3-0 win to Chelsea. I can't see West Brom stopping them. Just compare the sides. I think Chelsea will see Thiago Silva play his first game in the Premier League as well, and I think he'll be very solid. He's Champions League quality. It's as simple as that. No complaints at Chelsea at the moment. What do you think, Dad?
Well, West Brom have conceded 8 goals in 2 games. Can you
yeah.
see any positives about that team?
Matheus Pereira, he scored a nice free kick.
He did.
And Diangana scored 2, but nah, I'm sorry. Chelsea are 1 step too far.
And all I'm going to do is agree with you and say 3-0 to Chelsea.
Okay, and they'll want to turn around after the Liverpool result, won't they?
Absolutely. They're a bit unlucky with the sending off and the missed penalty.
Lampard must have been thinking on the sidelines, can I sub myself on?
Yeah.
Over to the Spurs lad, George.
West Brom, Chelsea. West Brom, terrible start. Chelsea, Havertz on fire in the Carabao Cup game. I think Chelsea are going to win this 1-2-0.
And the next game is Burnley against Southampton. Two more sides who lost last week.
Yeah.
What are you thinking?
Well, none of these teams have won in the Premier League yet.
Yeah.
Burnley have played one, Southampton have played two. The Saints really need to turn form round. And I think the way they've been playing, they've shown sparks of quality. It's just defensively, it hasn't hit yet. And I think this is where it begins. They're good start, and I think they're going to get a 2-0 win against Burnley. It's a big call, and Burnley will want to win as well. But I think Danny Ings and Che Adams, they've just got goals in that.
Yeah, now Southampton have actually got a very good away record in the Premier League.
Yeah, they
Last
have.
12 away games, they've only lost 3.
So what have you gone for, Dad?
Do you know what? I think Burnley will shithouse this.
Oh, really?
1-0 to Burnley.
Wow.
And now over to the Tottenham man, George.
Burnley at home to Southampton. Okay, now this is an interesting one. I feel like Southampton are due a decent result, but I'm going to go for a 2-2. Burnley, Southampton 2-2.
And now it's the White Rose derby, Sheffield United against Leeds United. And we've had this video on for ages, and we've not had a Thog Dad fact.
Here it comes.
And it's about Sheffield United. Last season in the PL, Sheffield United were involved in only 2.05 goals per game. Wow. The lowest in the league.
But Leeds, on the other hand, 7 goals on average in a game
I know.
this season. Another 7-goal thriller?
Well, do you know what? That cannot continue, surely, Theo.
Who knows? Who knows? You know what? I'm going for 4 goals. I'm going for a 2-2 draw. I think when it comes to the Yorkshire derby, there was only 1 goal in it last time, if I'm remembering correctly. And it qualified Sheffield United to get up to the Premier League. And it was a Basham late winner. And I could just remember him running the length of the pitch and diving head first in celebrations in front of the away end. And yeah, I'm sure some Blades fans watching this and remember that day. But I think this will be 2-2. What about you?
Everyone is buying Leeds players for their fantasy teams, Ayling and Bamford and Klitsch, aren't they?
They are.
But it won't go on forever.
No.
You know what? I think Sheffield United 1, Leeds United 1.
We're both going for draws, just different ones. It's time to hear from the lad from Tottenham. What are you going for, George?
Now to Sunday's games, starting off with Sheffield United at home to Leeds United. Now I like Leeds a lot, and Sheffield again also not having the best of starts to the Prem, and I think Leeds are going to nick this one 2-1.
And now it's Tottenham Hotspur against Newcastle United. And I am still smiling after that amazing game between Spurs and Southampton, Theo.
I just can't believe Kane set up Son 4 times in a row.
I know.
You never see that. And now they're playing Newcastle at home. Surely a cricket score, Thog Dad.
Well, Newcastle are a bit Jekyll and Hyde, aren't they? They won
are.
on the opening day and they lost last week 3-0 to Brighton. What's going on, Newcastle?
Let's not forget what happened in this exact fixture last year. Joe Linton got Newcastle an away win.
Hey.
Do you remember that?
Yeah, I do.
You know, Joe Linton's on form as well. He just scored 2 versus Morecambe.
I know he did.
Who'd have thought Joe Linton scores 2 goals in a game? But I know it's Morecambe and they're League 2, but at least he scored them. I mean, what does that come for? A Joe Linton masterclass in today?
That would be amazing. Now, will Gareth Bale start there?
No. It'll take a few more weeks for him to be fully fit. We won't see him yet. But Kane and Son is all you need by the looks of it.
That is true. I'm going Spurs 2, Newcastle 0.
Oh, that is interesting. I'm going to go Spurs 3, Newcastle 0. I just think they're going to bag goals.
Over to you, George, lad.
Now, obviously, we get on to my boys. Tottenham Hotspur at home to Newcastle. Newcastle did well against West Ham first game, but then also struggled in their second Premier League game. Realistically, we're at home with the squad that we have. We should beat them. But I know it's Spurs. I'll know we concede at some point, probably to Callum Wilson. So I'm going to say a 3-1 Spurs win.
And now it's Manchester City against Leicester City. And Leicester are top of the league, aren't they, Theo?
They are. They've had the perfect start. They've played the likes of Burnley, West Brom, but it counts. West Brom and Burnley aren't quite City, but they're top of the league. Who can stop Leicester, eh?
Well, that man Castagna is impressing a lot of people. A lot of people buying them for their FPL teams.
Yeah, good cover that for Chilwell after he left. And James Justin as well, the English lad. Both fullbacks are getting bags of assists, doing well so far. But it's going to be difficult at City away, isn't it? Man City are on form too. Gabriel Jesus and De Bruyne, they're on fire.
I tell you what, De Bruyne was his usual amazing self. And Phil Foden, I thought he was very lively for City.
Yeah, I think Phil Foden this season will blossom. I think he'll get more regular game time. Pep knows how good he can become, and it's going to be special to see. He's improved a lot since that Iceland moment, and so is Greenwood by the looks of it with his good goal against Luton. But this game, I can't see Leicester winning another. I think City will win it 3-1 for me. De Bruyne and Gabriel Jesus will just run the show again. What about you, Dad?
Man City 3, Leicester 1. George, what do you think, mate?
Now, Man City Leicester is a tight one. Leicester scoring quite a few goals, but Man City's Man City, man. 2-1 Man City win.
And the next game is West Ham United against Wolverhampton Wanderers. Both teams lost last week, but it was against Arsenal and Man City, Theo.
Difficult for both teams. And I think with this game, West Ham, they've obviously got the financial problems behind the scenes there. Got an ownership takeover thing going on. So it is a bit of a headache for the players. You know, they're on 0 points. It's not looking great. They lost to Newcastle and only narrowly lost to Arsenal, and Ketty scored a late goal, so they could have sneaked a point from that. Any points from this game, you reckon?
Well, I'm worried about West Ham, and I know you are. I mean, relegation, Theo, it's a possibility, isn't it?
Oh, 100%. I predicted them to be the third team to go down, being the one near enough to survive, but I back that. I see the way they're going, and it's difficult.
Now, I think the bookies will expect Wolves to win this, but sometimes last season they got too many draws.
Yeah.
I'm going for West Ham 1, Wolverhampton Wanderers 1.
A draw?
Yeah.
That's interesting. I'm going to go Wolves 2-0 win. I just think with Raul Jimenez, Podence on form, and just Wolves in general, they've just signed Nelson Semedo, for God's sake. That's Barcelona's right back. They're signing every Portuguese that's half decent, really. But they're a good side, and I think they'll win again. George, lad, what are you going for?
Final game on Sunday, West Ham at home to Wolves. All Portuguese players, but I think they'll do better than West Ham. And let's go with a 3-1 Wolves win.
And next it's Fulham against Aston Villa. Now, Fulham lost to Leeds last week, and Aston Villa got an important win, didn't they, Theo?
They did. Villa played one game and won it against Sheffield United. That red card with Egan. I mean, we're not talking about the Blades, but it was a bit of a gift for them because it helped Villa hold on. And now they're playing Fulham, and Fulham really need the points. It wouldn't shock me if they go and win 1-0 in this game. Villa don't need it as much. They've gone off to a start with a win, but they do have quality in that side. And something tells me Mitro, he could score from somewhere, but I can also see a player like Ollie Watkins or Grealish do something. I'm going to go for a 1-1 draw, but this game's up for grabs either way.
I think that's a very good shout. I mean, that man Mitrovic could be very important this season, couldn't he, Theo?
Yeah, well, it's great when you score, but it's whether you win, because look at the Leeds game. He scored 2 goals for Fulham away at Leeds, but it still wasn't enough to even get a point off there. So it's whether the rest of the team can improve and go for it.
Now, Aston Villa, that win against Sheffield United was like gold dust. I reckon they'll be counting those 10 wins they need to stay up.
So what's your prediction?
But you know what? I've got a funny feeling that Fulham might sneak this.
Really?
1-0.
That's huge. I've said 1-0.
You've heard our predictions. George, what do you reckon?
Oh, this is going to be a tough one. I think Aston Villa's got a decent striker on Ollie Watkins, so I'll pick them to win that one away, but I think it's only going to be like a 1-0 against a team like Fulham. So yeah, so 1-0 to Aston Villa.
And we've saved the best until last. Liverpool against Arsenal, 2 teams who've won both their games.
Yeah.
And it's that man Mane who took his turn to score a couple of goals, wasn't it?
Salah the week before. I mean, there's always someone to pop up when Liverpool need it. And it's not been easy games for Liverpool so far. Leeds at home is difficult. And Chelsea at the Bridge, they had no right to win that game. And they're 2 out of 2. And who can really stop them? I mean, Arsenal, okay, they're also on 6 points, won both their games, but it was against Fulham and West Ham. I think a Salah masterclass. He loves playing at Anfield, and I can see Liverpool getting away with a win. But before I give my prediction, I'd love to hear what you think.
Well, that's a very good shout, Theo. Liverpool have been superb. I reckon they'll win the title, and I reckon they'll win this game.
Wow.
2-1.
2-1.
But having said that, I have been impressed by Arsenal. It's good to see Lacazette and Nketiah get a goal, wasn't it?
Exactly. And Nketiah has scored in the last 2 now, because he scored in the Carabao Cup the other night. They're all just thriving, the likes of Saka. I mean, it's a shame Martinelli's not playing too, but Arsenal have a good youth academy, and they're really going to use them over the next few years. But finally, my prediction is different to you. I'm going for Liverpool 3, Arsenal 1. I just think Liverpool at Anfield, we saw they went like an unbeaten last season. Who says Arsenal will beat them? It could happen. They beat them at Wembley, but this is Anfield. Salah double, Liverpool 3-1. Let's go to the Tottenham fan. George, what do you reckon?
Yeah, I can't see Arsenal winning this one. I can't lie. I really can't see Arsenal winning this. So I'm going to say Liverpool win, but I don't think it's going to be a battering because Arsenal have started off the season pretty well in the first couple of games. Yeah, I'll say a 2-1 Liverpool win. It'll be a tight one.
Right, that's all our predictions done for Game Week 3. I would love to hear what you guys think in the comments below for the big games like Liverpool-Arsenal. Who's going to win that? Can Arsenal cause an upset? Will Chelsea destroy West Brom? It's always possible, and I'd love to hear if you think Man United will finally get a win from somewhere. I mean, it's been a good week. Thanks for George being the guest in the videos too. Go subscribe to his channel. Good luck to Tottenham against Newcastle. Maybe another Sun 4 goals, who knows?
Appreciate you having me on, bro. good luck with the results, and hopefully Spurs just come away with a W this weekend.
What's the like target today, Dan?
The like target today is a massive 13,000.
Get it done, 13k, I'm sure you boys can do it, and if we do it, we'll have to just keep doing daily content, why not? And make sure you subscribe too, we're trying to get to 380,000 subscribers, and if we hit that, I'm going to do a huge giveaway. I just need to give something back to you guys, because you've been smashing it.
And if we hit that, I'm having a beer.
Love it. Yeah, everyone wants to see you having a beer. That's all we have to say. We will go watch the Premier League games now. Good luck to Bolton against Newport as well. Hopefully we finally get a win. And yeah, see you very soon.